feels really close. There's a lot of positive sentiment. What do you think we get here in May?
I think if it doesn't launch in May, we see a really nasty dump.
That kind of leads us to this, and it's something obviously we've been talking about for the last 2 years, but shouting out the thumbnail here. May has been the big thing, almost to the point where just kind of the sentiment that I'm seeing out there, and shout out to like Bretep or however it's pronounced, and some of I guess I don't know if there's other devs actually working on PulseChain that are sharing some great information and sharing it with like Havid, HEX, and all these people and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff is great, but it is contributing to the anticipation of May. I almost feel like it's commonplace that people are like, May is when PulseChain is launching, like definitively. Everybody's been saying it for a very long time. What do you think? We're here now. We're only on the third day. You and I were talking about what if it did actually launch today, because if you've been a long-term viewer of this show, Richard Hart seems to like make announcements right before we go on the air, which would be sweet. But what do you think? What if we don't see this thing launch this month? What do you think the chances are that it does? Feels really close. There's a lot of positive sentiment. What do you think we get here in May?
I think if it doesn't launch in May, we see a really nasty dump, is what I think. I don't know if you saw Richard's tweet the other day, and he says, when launch, and he says soon, and then how soon, when ready. So, I think we're getting close. I've been saying that forever, but I really think, just by his tweets, and he's getting more excited about it as well. And you can just tell, if you've been following him for long enough, that the excitement even for him is building. So yeah, I still think, I think May. It's been May all along, right? He always said mid-May.
You did.
Even last year he said mid-May. He just didn't say which May. So I still think we're on track. I hope. I'm not a developer. I'm not in with any of the special groups or anything like that of getting any information. Just based on what I'm seeing, though, yeah, I think it's extremely there close.
Yeah, I think basically the first indicator that Richard was starting to feel like more positive about this and that things were close anyway is whenever he kind of just resurfaced from the doldrums, basically. I mean, he was kind of dark there for a while. I don't remember when it kind of commenced, but maybe like fall of last year until somewhat recently. I mean, maybe February or so? I'm not really sure when that was, but when he started to kind of come back to Twitter a little bit more and, just kind of give thoughts on like different macroeconomic issues, government issues, very specific PulseChain updates and stuff like that. I think the moment that he started to do that, he must have been thinking, all right, like this thing is far enough along that I'm okay putting myself out there again. And I understand it. Like if I were him too,
he got tired of the questions, man.
well, not only that, not only tired of it, but like if I don't have anything to report, I don't want to be out there pretending that I have something. It's like insincere to everybody. What am I gonna say? Why not just go away? And I, what I like about him that he does in relation to the HEX price is he just lets things theoretically, and I don't mean this literally, but like die. He's okay just seeing if I just go away. It's like a stress test almost. Like the end of 2022, he's not really anywhere to be found. Everything's dead. FTX blows up. All this stuff. HEX is going below 2 cents, and it's just like, hey, who's going to stick it out and who's not?
Yeah. Well, the weekends. He's always talked about hoping that the weekends sell. He doesn't want them to sell when it goes higher. So I think it's a strategy of his, actually,
I do too.
to disappear and to let the people that are really worried, let them sell. And personally, I would rather see them gone too. That way they can't dump on us when it does get to $1,
Yeah, I think it's a good strategy to, because not only that, but it also slingshots you on the way back up,
Yeah,
because then you've got the majority of the people that are left. I mean, if not all, are people who are going to be there, and they're not selling their bags. And
right.
then there's people that sold.
We'll
They're going
buy
to buy
back
their
higher.
bag. Exactly. They'll
Yep,
buy the bags back at a higher price. So,
yep.
yeah, let it die as much as you can. Let the people that are not going to hold weed themselves out, because like I said, stress test, whatever you want to call it. Let the thing separate the wheat from the chaff. Let the thing get bare bones. That way, I know everybody that's left are like the true holders.
Yeah, yep.
Um,
I agree.
which is really the total opposite of most of these projects and stuff. Most of them
Most of them
are
pump and dump.
exactly. Most of them
Yep,
are VC. They bought something at a penny that hits the market at $2, and then it
yep,
dumps to $1 and whatever. So
yep. Never gets back.
exactly. So man, I'm hoping it's this month. I am with you though. I do think that for one reason or another, if not for just the fact that he said May at one point in his life, um, if we don't get it this month, I agree with you. I think there's going to be a massive dump. And I know you're familiar, or I think you're familiar with Waters Above. Do you know him? He's been on with Crypto Coffee. He's been on with, I'm pretty sure, Randy Hilarski.
Yeah,
Um
name's
eh,
familiar. I've seen a couple things.
yeah, but he recently was talking about like HEX TA, and it was talking about like 3.8 cents, 4 cents is the next big support level, and he thinks we're probably going to go there. And he'd say if it doesn't hold that, I mean, then you're looking at almost like retesting the bear market lows, which I don't know if we'll get 2 cents again. Randy Hilarski even said that too. He was like, "Yeah, I've been saying we get to 2 cents again as well." Now I don't know if they were saying like, I don't think Waters Above would say this because he's just purely looking at TA. But if we're talking about, are you talking about a dump after PulseChain launches? Are you talking about a dump going into PulseChain? What are you going with there? So I don't know, but there are people calling for that. So keep your head on a swivel out there. I posted on the community tab on YouTube the other day that when we went down to 5 cents, I was certainly interested in buying at that level. But that doesn't mean I don't think it could go down lower again
Yeah.
too. Um,
I
so
think the smartest thing for people to do once it does launch is to not sell their Ethereum side. I think the smart thing is to bridge it over. If you really want that value over there, you bridge over your EHEX over to the PHEX side, and then transact it. That way, the price stays steady on the Ethereum side as well. Just
yeah.
just my opinion, but I think that's the smarter play.
Definitely, yeah, yeah. Just bridge it over to the Pulse side. I'm with you 100%. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if this thing comes out this month. All eyes will be on Richard Hart tweets and Havid Hex updates. So yeah, we'll see what we got here. HEXPassiveIncome.com. My friend Crypto Coffee has created what I think is probably the best course for a new cryptocurrency investor. Not only that, but these courses usually charge an arm and a leg. Crypto Coffee is only charging $200. I think right now he actually has a discount for $150. I have a link below in the description. If you are new to crypto, do not understand HEX and how it works, click the link below. It's a quick, easy course. He only gives you the basics. I personally, myself, have thought about creating an intro to crypto course in the past. I don't think there's any reason to do so because Matt, Crypto Coffee, has already taken care of that. And I don't think anything needs to be added by anybody else. So check it out. The link is in the description and sign up to HEX Passive Income today.